I don't know. You think I'm a gentleman, Bruce?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I don't know. I mean, like I've said time and time again, I've always tried to be respectful of, everyone I meet, whether it's on the field or off the field. I try to have respect for the game and play as hard as I can, but, I've just always tried to treat people the way I want to be treated. And, you'd have to ask them, I guess, why they use those words, but that's just what I've tried to do.
Gene, all the way to your left, standing up. Ian? Derek, when you took off the uniform for the last time, what did you feel inside?
Felt like the time was right. My emotions were so all over the place on Thursday in New York, and when I got here, I was ready. I was ready for my career to be over with. I'm happy I had an opportunity to come and play here for a couple of games, but I'm ready for this to be the end.
Same spot, Derek. Clap.
Derek, what did you think of the service, the celebration that the Red Sox did? Was it what you expected, or more than you expected?
More. I mean, it was unbelievable. I didn't know anything about it, or what was going to happen, or who was going to be here, and all the things that they've done. It was hard to envision what would happen, because this is a place where we've been an enemy for a long time, and for them to flip the script this last time coming here, it made me feel extremely proud and happy that I was a part of this rivalry.
Dan, to your left, Derek.
Derek, when you're at the plate, third inning, guy on third, less than 2 outs, what is taught? What is the hitter's mentality when you're batting in that situation?
What's the hitter's mentality?
Yes.
Get a hit. It's my mentality.
Is there anything about getting the bat on the ball and not making a strikeout or a pop-up? Or?
Well, yeah, you want to put it in play. Honestly, I tried to chop it off the plate to third base and get a hit. They told me the day before that when I did it yesterday, no one's seen it before, so I just decided to show it to them once again. But no, in that situation, I knew that was my last at bat. And trying to get a hit. Facing Buckholz, we know how good he is. So with Ichi, I told Ichi earlier to hit a triple. So he hit a triple, and I was just happy that I ended my career with a hit.
To your right, Derek, Tyler, seated.
Derek, you've been talking for a while about how much you're looking forward to not having a schedule, not having anything to do. Season's over, career's over. What's the first thing you're going to do now that you're free to do whatever you want?
I don't know. That's a good thing. I don't know. I'll take some time off. I'll rest and relax just like I've done every season when the season's over with. So I don't know if I'll necessarily realize it or anything will be different until about 3 or 4 weeks from now, when I would start working out. But at this point, I'm on vacation and get away for a little bit.
In the middle, Rob, when you're done, pass it to Otis.
Got it.
Go ahead.
Derek, back in February, you told us that you were going to take the time this year to make sure that you enjoyed as much as you could. Are you confident now that it's over that you did that?
I did as much as I could. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Look, once again, we're all disappointed that we didn't get an opportunity to go to the playoffs, and that's what you play for. And that disappointment. That was, Wednesday, I think, when we got eliminated. Excuse me. And then Thursday, to have a game like we had in New York, I don't think I could have, all things considered, I don't think I could have enjoyed a game more than I did that last game at Yankee Stadium in front of the home crowd. So I've enjoyed this season as much as I could, and been coming here and playing as well. But I guess to answer your question, is as much as I could, I did.
Staying right there, Derek.
Derek, Derek, you said that you didn't know what the ceremonies were going to be today. How special was that to have Bernie come out and do the seventh inning stretch?
Yeah. Well, when Bernie was with us, he sat right behind me on the plane. He was the only one that sat behind me, and he played his guitar nonstop, so I've heard it quite a bit. But I think it was cool to have Bernie to be a part of this, and I think the fans really enjoyed it. So we're all tight. I'm tight with a lot of my former teammates, and Bernie's a special teammate of mine.
All the way to your right, first row, Derek Marley.
Derek, did you decide beforehand that that was your last at bat? And I want to know what David Ortiz was telling you, or they were singing to your respect.
Well, the plan was to have a couple at bats. That was the plan coming into today, and I was hoping I got a hit my last at bat, and when I did, Joe looked over and he took me out of the game. So that was the plan all along. What David said, what we said to each other, you play against guys for a long, long time, and you're competing, but you also have respect for one another. And if you want to ask him specifics, he can tell you specifics, but I'll keep it between me and him as of now. But if he wants to tell you, he's more than welcome to.
Jeet, 4 in a row over here. Mark.
Derek, you stopped to talk to Buchholz on your way off the field, not something we normally see hitters do on their way off. What did you say to him, and why did you feel it was important to stop and say something?
Yeah, when I ran past him, I said, I know that this is kind of odd, but I just want to say I've enjoyed competing against you over the years, and good luck to him, because I had an opportunity to speak to everyone on the Boston team, but obviously not him because he was warming up. So I just took a brief moment to tell him that.
Well,
Derek, when you get done here, a lot of us are going to go upstairs and try to write what we think is your legacy to the game. If
Please
you were to
be
write
kind.
your own,
be kind.
we will be, I'm
Just
sure.
for a day,
but
please be
if you were to
kind.
write your own legacy, how would you like to be remembered as a player?
I've said that to you guys before. You want to be known as someone that had a respect for the game, respect for your teammates, respect for the fans, respect for the media. Played the game hard. But for me, I'm happy being known as a Yankee. That's the only thing I've ever wanted to be was a shortstop of the New York Yankees, and I had an opportunity to do that for parts of 20 years. So being remembered as a Yankee is good enough for me.
Derek, the way you
Be
got
kind, please.
the way you got the final hit, you have to run hard down the first baseline, 90 feet. Do you think that's particularly fitting to be your last major league hit?
I guess I would have loved to hit a home run like everyone else, but getting hits is not easy to do. My first at bat, I hit a line drive, and unfortunately it was caught, and I feel a whole lot better getting a hit. I don't care how far it goes, where it goes. I have no ego when it comes to hits. It's either a hit or an out. So I guess so. I've gotten a lot of hits like that throughout my career, and they all count the same.
Chad.
Derek, on Thursday, you talked a lot about fighting tears, and it was overly emotional. Today, just from BP on, it looked like you were just kind of having fun today. Is that an accurate assessment of this? How was the emotion today compared to
Very accurate. Look, it's you can't top what happened Thursday. I don't care if I came to Boston and I hit a home run every single at bat. If I hit 4 home runs while I was here, it just, for me personally, it just couldn't top what happened because, New York has been a special place for me. The way that game ended at home, you couldn't have written a script that I would have bought into at the time. So when I got here, it's just, I'm just ready. I'm ready for my career to be over with. So I tried to have as much fun as I could today.
You hand it to Dave right there, right next to you.
Dirk, you mentioned playing here. Did you, it would be hard to top, obviously, what happened at Yankee Stadium. Did you play here because of, the respect for the game and the fans that came to see you?
Of course. There were a few people that thought maybe I shouldn't play here. And, I thought about it. But I said I was going to play. So that's why I played. And You know, there were a lot of fans that told me that they came a long way to see these last games. So I felt it was right to play here. But don't think I didn't think about it. I thought about it. But then again, you know, people say, well, maybe New York was the last game because you want to remember that being the way your career ended. But you can't take that memory away. I don't care if I play for another 3 weeks. That memory is going to be there. It's never going to go anywhere. And, you know, I played out of respect for this rivalry and the fans here.
I'm going to go to your right, Derek. Andrew, and then George, you still have a question?
Derek, how would you describe your career?
Fun. I had a blast. Listen, I got an opportunity to do what I wanted to do, the only thing that I've ever wanted to do. And, you know, I know that not a lot of people can say that. So I've been fortunate, but I've had fun. And there isn't a thing I would change. I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, I would change and we'd be in the playoffs, or I would change and we would have won more championships. But I wouldn't change it because, you know, this is what I've wanted to do.
Derek, Joe told us you had a chance to tie Cobb's record, and you wanted to know, it didn't make any difference to you. Why?
Well, I was unaware of that until Joe told me this morning. But yeah, I never played this game for numbers. You know, so why start now? You know what? One more hit, I would have tied Cobb's record, but I'm tied with Hank Aaron. That's enough for me.
I'll go to here to Billy. Left, Derek.
Derek, it sounds like you and Joe kind of had a best case scenario in which you would get a hit and he could take you off the field, you know, to a proper ovation or whatever. But was it definite that was it, that at bat, if you had made it out, that was it? You weren't going to take another shot at it?
In my head, I thought I was going to get a hit, so I told Joe, if I get a hit, then I can come out. And McCann was pleading that he wanted to run for me, so that was it. I didn't plan on not getting hit. I never really planned on not getting a hit. In my head, I always think I'm going to get one, even no matter how bad I look at the time. So I told Joe a couple days ago I was going to do a couple at bats each game, and so that's what I planned on doing. I was lucky, but that was the plan.
To your right, Derek. Mike, back.
Derek, Joe talked about how crazy it was for him to see how much he unified a place where, you know, you've taken part in some battles here that I'm sure you'll probably remember forever. Was it kind of surreal for you too? I mean, to kind of be a part where it seemed like at least for a few minutes everybody was on the same team?
Yeah. You know, I've been a part of some chants here at Fenway Park, but I don't know if any of them were good. So it's yeah, I mean, I've said it before that, you know, out of the course this entire season, you know, Yankee fans have always been great, but, you know, playing the entire season, look, I've been here for, I guess, the parts of 20 years, and if you're a Yankee fan or you're not a Yankee fan, if you want us to win or you want us to lose, you know, you have good, bad memories. There's a pretty good chance that I was a part of it. And what I mean by that is I took a lot of pride in playing every game, and you know, I missed some games, but I take a lot of pride in doing my job and going out there every day. So I think if you do that, then people may respect you. They may not necessarily like you or root for your team, but I think they have respect for you, and they've shown me a lot of respect throughout the course of this year.
Take a couple more to your left, Derek. Jeremy.
Derek, after playing this game your whole life and 2,700 games in the majors and all the hits, everything, what does it mean to you now in this moment that you never get to do this again?
I'm happy, man, because it's hard. You know, it's a lot of stress, too. Like I said the other day, you try to play it cool, but, man, you're out in the field and the bases loaded are 1 out, and you got Manny Ramirez at the plate. It's not a comfortable feeling at times. Or you're facing Pedro and you're trying to get a hit. It's not a comfortable feeling. So, yeah, I remember running into Sean Dunston a few years ago in San Francisco, and I had never met Sean Dunston. And I saw him on the street. Me and Jorge were going to lunch. We ran into him. I said, "How you doing?" He said, "I'm stress-free. I don't have to worry about hitting any sliders anymore." So I'm looking forward to it. I gave everything I had physically, and I gave everything I had mentally during my time. And now it's time to step back and, like I said, let someone else play.
Center right, Al.
Derek, if you had to pick a favorite moment from Thursday night and a favorite moment from today, what would they be and why?
Favorite moment from Thursday was the entire game. I mean, right from the beginning. I'm going to go home and watch it because, like I said before, I think I missed a lot of it because my mind was elsewhere. It was all over the place. But that entire day was special. And here, I think the pregame ceremony, I didn't expect everything that happened. All these guys coming out here, former athletes and former captains coming out, and it was pretty special. And I didn't expect that.
Sweeney in the back. We're going to take a couple more. Obviously, I'm not going to get to everybody. I'm trying to be honestly biased to the people of New York, especially the writers and TV guys that have been there since February. So for all of you looking at me with strange faces while I'm not calling on you, I'm just letting you know. Sweeney.
Derek, you've often said you don't like watching games that you're not playing in. Do you think after this you go back to just being a fan, being a Yankee fan again, watching the Yankees and rooting for them on TV?
I got to go back and watch the games I played first. That's going to take a while because I never really watched the games I played in. So I'll do that first. But, yeah, I mean, you have teammates that are going to be back and continue to play, and I'll pull for them and check up on them and see how they're doing. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll sit down and watch games in its entirety, but I will definitely check them out.
Derek, over here in the center.
Center, left, Derek.
There are so few players in any sport that get to stop playing on their own terms and to feel, like they've done everything they've been able to do. Do you feel lucky that you can leave with such a peace of mind and feel like 100% this is the right thing to do for you?
Of course. Yeah, of course. I'm happy that, I'm happy that I was able to come back and stay healthy for the whole year. That was my number one priority after last year, and I worked extremely hard at that. And, I didn't want to be forced to retire due to injury. The organization gave me an opportunity to come back and play one final year, and I get the fact that not everyone has that opportunity. You can only do this job for so long. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. The shot clock runs out. So I'm happy that I was able to have this one last year.
A lot of pressure, Barry. Last question.
Last one. You guys, when you were out there, how many of those captains, particularly the ones from other sports, had you ever met before? Did you know who Orr was, for instance, and what he had accomplished? And what did that mean to you to see Pierce and Orr and Brown and all these guys out there?
Yeah, I hadn't met most of them, but I'm well aware. I'm a sports fan, not necessarily, not only just a baseball fan. So, it's a great feeling when you have. I think there's, I'm speaking on my behalf here. Even though I play baseball, I have an appreciation for athletes in all different sports. So to have them come out here, take time out of their schedule to come out here for this ceremony today, for me, it meant a lot. So, no, I hadn't met most of them, and I only had a brief moment to thank them for coming out and taking the time out. But hopefully, I get a chance to talk to each and every one a little bit more throughout the years. I know I'll have a lot of time.
Yeah, finally, this has been a crisscross of the country all year, and I remember standing in Anaheim the night that they cheered you, were on and on, how blown away you were by it. But the outpouring of love for you all over the country, I mean, it blew me away. I can imagine what it did for you. What was that like, going from place to place like that?
It was very, very surreal. because, Yankee fans travel. Let's get that straight. Yankee fans show up pretty much everywhere we go. But, when you have fans saying good things about you when they have the other team's uniforms on and hats, and that's why you play the game. You play the game, you play the game hard, and if you do that, then I guess people have a respect for you, and they showed that all year long, and I appreciate it.